Hey guys, this is Kristen with the Hiss'n Waxing Center. I'm going to talk to you about optimizing your salon schedule. So before I jump in, if y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to comment down below, like, subscribe. Also, if anyone's on Facebook and you're a licensed esthetician or cosmetologist or currently in SE or Cosmo school and you like joining groups, then join Wax Club. It is for pros only or pro students. But it's a really great group of people who are very willing and kind of help each other. So if you're into that, then join Wax Club. Okay, so let's get into it. Understanding how to set up your salon is tricky, especially when starting a new business. But no one really talks about scheduling your clients and the best way to go about that. So I wanted to kind of get into this and hopefully help offer some insight just based on my own experience with opening my own salon. So many companies offer online booking, which is very convenient scheduling for the customer. However, if you're just starting out, most likely you don't have any clients. Now, for me, I moved to a different state when I opened my salon, so I had no clients whatsoever. I was starting from 100% scratch, which was a bummer. But it is what it is. And like I said, it's given me a lot of experience. So I couldn't bring anything with me. So I had completely open schedule. So if you're just starting out, even if you only have a couple clients, your books are going to be wide open. Which if you allow people to schedule online, this can cause them to schedule whatever they want, which is great for them, but that means you can have someone that books in the morning, and then later that same day they book your last appointment of the day. So then you are stuck with two people, one in the morning and one at night, which to me did not sound like fun. So I decided to do something differently because I just didn't want to sit around and wait all day. Okay, so first things first, I recommend having two phones, one for personal and one for business. This allows you to, once your business hours are done for the day, you can take that phone, put it on Do Not Disturb, and set it in another room. In the beginning, especially for me, I had a really hard time respecting my own business hours. So if somebody would call or text me outside of my business hours, I was going to answer it anyway. Obviously, I wanted the client, so that gave me a lot of motivation. But the problem is once you break that boundary, it's really hard to put those walls back up for your customers. So if you think about any other big business, once they are closed for the day, they're done. There's not someone answering the phone. There's not someone responding to a text message. They are done until the next day. So you need to respect your business the same. Of course, you can use like a Google phone number or like a Vumber number or something like that and attach it to your personal cell, so you don't have to have two phones. But for me, if I could still see that text or call coming in, it made me want to answer it. So at least for me, by having a separate phone, I could just completely physically remove it from me and put it away, and that took care of that problem. So I would recommend having two phones. Also, it really helps if you are, like when scheduling your clients, if you're talking on your business phone, you can look at your personal phone and look at your schedule and be able to do that at the same time without like putting them on speaker or backing out of the text, going to the schedule. You know what I mean? Like, so if you have something where you can look at it and then very easily talk to them, that works. That was great for me. It worked out really well. Okay, so now on to scheduling. Like I said, if you're open between like say like 10 and 6, someone might book at like 11 and then someone else might book at 5. Instead, I forced everybody to schedule through me. So you either had to call or text me. You could not schedule on my website. It just gave you a phone number and said call or text. If I couldn't answer immediately, so say they called or they texted me and I couldn't answer immediately, I would either get back to them the same day or the next business day if it was outside my business hours. If I was with a client, then I would just wait until that client left and then I would check my phone. You can very easily respond to a text message. Even if you have back-to-back clients, then one client leaves, next one comes in, and you're like, hey, come on, sit down, get undressed, give me 1 second, I gotta respond to a text message. No problem. In the 10 years that I've been doing this, I haven't had a single person been like, how rude that you responded. Well, like, no, they get it. You're a business owner. You're doing this yourself. So, I mean, you can even like, oh, I have a client rescheduling. Just give me 1 second. Let me just handle this while you get ready. It's no problem at all. Even if someone called you, I can listen to a voicemail and then just respond by a text. And then if they don't respond to your text within, say, an hour or two, then you can call them back when you have more time. It is so easy, and it's a lot easier than you think because it can sound daunting, and I totally get that. But for me, it was no big deal to handle it myself. Having that complete control of my schedule and when I was coming in and when I was leaving was amazing. Okay, so when a client would call or text to schedule an appointment, I would ask them what day works best or days work best, and then what's your preferred time window, like are mornings better, afternoons better, or evenings better, or are weekends better? And then depending on their answer, I would look at my schedule that I have, and then so some days I would only have morning appointments or early afternoon, and then some days I only have evening appointments. I would offer them a time frame, if I already had appointments on those days, within 1 hour of another appointment. So let me explain a little further because it gets kind of confusing. So for example, say I had a client, so for 1 week, on a Tuesday, I have a client at 4 p.m. On Wednesday, I have a client at 10. And then Thursday, I have a client at 2. So what was that? Tuesday at 4, Wednesday at 10, and then Thursday at 2. So kind of like 3 different times of the day. And then I had a client call and say, oh, I would like an afternoon appointment. So I would then say, okay, great. I can do Tuesday at 4:30 or 5, or I could do Thursday at 1:30 or 3. So I'm giving them only 2, 3, 4 max available appointments, all within 1 hour or so of another appointment. That way, if I only have those 2 for that day, I'm only waiting an hour max in between those clients. That's not nearly as bad as waiting all day for one more person. If they said, no, those times work, do you have anything else? I'd pause for a second, I'd say, okay, I can probably squeeze you in at this time and offer one more time frame. Now that could either be like an hour and a half out, or it could be one of the in-between ones, or this takes time to kind of figure out, but I would say I could probably squeeze you in right here if that works for you. They say yes, great. If not, I'll say, okay, well, everything else would be for next week. Okay, that sounds scary to do, to like push someone for the next week because then they might not book. However, they will very quickly learn that they need to schedule earlier, otherwise they might not get in. So basically what you're doing is you are giving the illusion to your client that you are really busy and that they need to book with you now. And if they don't, they're probably not going to get an appointment, or if they do, it's not going to be the time slot that they want. It is in our human nature to want what you can't have, to desire things that other people desire. So if you are basically giving this illusion that you are so busy, you are slammed with customers, that means you're good at your job. You offer a great service, you have a clean salon, people like you, they like being around you, they want to come back to you because they had a good, a good interaction, a good experience with you. So if they see that, it's going to make them want to book. If someone goes online to your website and they see you have a completely open schedule with maybe only like a small handful of appointments, it is in our human nature for that to make us, in a way, a little nervous or uneasy and be like, well, I wonder why they're not more busy. And I know that because I've had that thought when I've scheduled appointments with other people, not waxing, but just in general, I've had that exact thought. So by telling them, oh, I only have this time and this time, or this time and this time, it's going to make them be like, oh no, okay, yeah, let me take that one. Also, I highly recommend enforcing your clients, no, you can't force anybody, but trying to persuade them to schedule their next appointment before they leave for their current before they leave their current appointment. So I would do the exact same thing that I do with my other clients, or when they first schedule, I would only offer them 2, 3, 4 appointments max. And what that does is that tells them that, oh, this is a month out and she already is almost full. And that worked out so well because I had more people rebooking because they were concerned, like, oh my gosh, it's a month away and she already, I'm not gonna be able to get in. Yeah, let me take that 5 o'clock appointment. And then it's going to get to a point when you don't have to be so strict with like, oh, it doesn't have to be an hour. This is what works for me. Then you can start offering appointments like 2 hours from another appointment. So if you have like a noon appointment, then if someone wants to come in, you could be like, oh, I have like a 10, or I could do like a 2 or 2:30. Because once you get more clients, then you know, okay, well, more people are gonna call in or text and they're gonna book anyway, because you're going to get busier. By doing these things, it got to a point when I couldn't take any more clients because I was so busy. But it wasn't just me giving this illusion I was busy, I was actually busy. And it worked great. So it gives you more work up front to schedule your own appointments, because of course it's easier just to be like, oh yeah, go to my website, schedule online. But it gives them all of the power and all of the control. And I absolutely wanted to have that control in my own business. So I hope this helps somebody. It worked out great for me. Obviously, I would never recommend anybody do something like this if you're not good at what you do. You shouldn't be in business for yourself if you're not good at what you do. That's why I always recommend working for another company first, so you can really perfect your skill. But if you're confident, if you know you're a good waxer, a good hairstylist, or whatever it is, this just worked wonders for me in my business. So I hope this helps. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.